Welcome back to TechKidFX for another price prediction update, and in this video I'll be giving you a price prediction update on Polygon Matic, whose current price stands at the $0.8933 mark, and here on TradingView the market is up by 2.16%. And in this video I want to give you the key scenarios that I expect to play out, basing my analysis on the Elliot wave structures, the Fibonacci's, the key areas of support and resistances, and also draw out any key chart patterns that you have information on this chart. And now kickstart the video by giving a brief of what has been happening here on the Polygon Matic chart. From the all-time high, Polygon Matic has been seeing lower prices in this massive ABC corrective movement, which has now taken us back to around the $0.32 mark. And after seeing that low, I believe Polygon Matic has done the minimum that we expected it to do in its ABC corrective movement, and soon we might see a very nice bounce to the upper side, obeying this Elliot wave structure, having a wave 5 taking us back to an all-time high. But before we get to an all-time high, we first need to see that first wave to the upper side, and I believe that is what we have been seeing here on the Polygon Matic chart. And we have completed the formation of that higher Elliot wave count 1, and now my primary scenario still remains that we are now in the formation of this higher Elliot wave count 2. And if I jump to the 4-hour chart so that we can see this better, here on the 4-hour chart you can see I have this Elliot wave structure in yellow, which is a fractal wave within that first wave to the upper side, and that is because a first wave to the upper side is an impulsive wave, and because of that we expect fractal waves in formation within that first wave to the upper side. And getting a little bit into the details of the formation of this Elliot wave structure that I have right here, you can see after making our low down there at around the $0.32 mark, we saw a very nice bounce to the upper side, seeing the formation of that first wave to the upper side, then retesting the formation of our wave 2, continued pushing higher in the formation of our wave 3, making our peak at around the $1.06 mark. After seeing the high for that wave 3, I expected a nice retracement over here in the formation of this wave 4, and I had a minimum target area between the $0.81 mark and the $0.66 mark, and you can see we retraced into that target area, making our low at around the $0.66 mark. And after seeing the low of that wave 4, I expected now an impulsive movement to the upper side in the formation of this wave 5, and because a wave 5 is also an impulsive wave, I also expected to see fractal waves in formation. And you can see we have a fractal wave here in yellow, in blue, which is a fractal wave within that 5th wave to the upper side. And having made our high at around the $1.3 mark, then I believe we have completed the formation of that higher Elliot wave count 1, and using the Fibonacci's, that is the trend based Fibonacci, we can get to see whether that first wave to the upper side has done the minimum that we expected it to do by connecting the fibs from the low of that first wave to the high of the wave 1, then dragging the fibs to the high of that wave 3, and that gives me a minimum target area to the upper side at the fib level 0.618, and that is at around the $1.2514 mark. And you can see we have maximized that target area by going back to around the $1.3 mark. And having seen the high for that higher Elliot wave count 1, whatever we expect next is the formation of a higher Elliot wave count 2, and because a wave 2 is a retracement of the first wave, we can use the Fibonacci's, connecting them from the low of that first wave to the high of that wave 1 to give us a minimum retracement area to the lower side in the formation of that wave 2 between the fib level 0.5 and the fib level 0.618, and I can mark that target area here on the charts like that, which perfectly lies between the $0.81 mark and the $0.7 mark, and that is the minimum that I expect that higher Elliot wave count 2 to do. And zooming in over here so that we can see what we have in formation, you can see after making our high at around the $1.3 mark, we saw the formation of a double top, which is a chart pattern that gives us a breakout to the lower side, having the target area of the breakout as the height between the tops and the neckline. And you can see we have seen the breakout out of this chart pattern, and that chart pattern was giving me a target area back to around the $0.96 mark, which is a target area that we have fully maximized by going back to around the $0.95 mark, even lost the key area of support at around the $0.95 mark, and made a low at around the $0.77 mark. And after making that low, we saw a very nice bounce to the upper side, making another peak at around the $1.17 mark. And because a wave 2 is a corrective wave, we also expect to see an ABC corrective structure play out here on the Polygon Matic chart in the formation of this higher Elliot wave count 2, and I believe we are seeing such a structure, having this as the wave A, making our low at around the $0.77 mark, then with B making its peak at around the $1.17 mark. Then we are yet to see the low for this wave C, and that is what should complete the formation of that higher edge wave count 2 by fully maximizing this target area that I have drawn out over here in the formation of that higher edge wave count 2. And you can see after seeing the formation of that wave B, we have been seeing a pullback over here, and we lost the key area of support at around the $0.95 mark once more, and we tried to break above it, but the breakout was not a success, and we have been seeing a bit of a pullback over here. And this is best seen on the 1 hour chart. Here on the 1 hour chart, you can see in the formation of this wave C, we had been trading within a channel. We managed to break out of that descending channel to the upper side, hit the key area of resistance at around the $0.95 mark, and whatever we have been seeing over here is a bit of a retest of that key area of resistance. And whatever we expect after seeing a successful retest is a movement to the opposite side. And over here, after seeing this retest, I'm expecting us to continue pushing lower, and in that movement I expect us to lose the key area of support at around the $0.78 mark. And once we lose the key area of support at around the $0.78 mark, then the chances will be now we are just about to fully maximize this red target area in the formation of that higher edge wave count 2 before we see that impulsive movement to the upper side in the formation of that higher edge wave count 3. And that is my primary scenario here on the Polygon Matic chart, that the low for that higher edge wave count 2 is not yet in, and we should expect lower prices in the formation of that higher edge wave count 2 before we continue pushing higher in the formation of that higher edge wave count 3. Also taking a look at the indicators, here on the 4 hour RSI, we are trading at around the 43 mark, meaning we have massive room for us to support any movements either to the upper side or so to the lower side before we get into the oversold region. Also taking a look at the MACD, here on the MACD we have printed a bullish cross, and we are seeing a bit of an increase in the buying momentum, and that would mean maybe soon we might see a bit of a recovery here on the Polygon Matic chart. And even if it plays out like that and we see a bit of a recovery here over here, my primary scenario still remains that we are going to continue pushing lower in the formation of these higher edge wave count 2, and that's the price prediction update on Polygon Matic.